What is up, everyone? Gunpla Collection here, and welcome to another episode of GBGW. Now, yesterday you guys saw me do all the missions in regards to the overwhelming heavy weaponry event. You guys watched me do some polls, and that was absolutely amazing how lucky I got. Now, with today, all I'm gonna do is basically pretty much look over all these parts in the capsules and then do a little bit of grinding for the points as well as for the coins. But before we do that, let's go ahead and go into capsule and standard. Let's get our free rolls. So free, yes, and touch. All right. Then our AI free poll. Yes. And touch. Alright. And then our last daily. So, yes. And touch. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at the parts right now. So, oops. Let's go ahead and head back. Sokai Festival. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the Unicorn Head. So, when maxed out, the Unicorn Head actually has a pretty decent shot attack at 29-22. Armor is okay, melee attack isn't the best, but that's because head parts normally aim for shot attack, and of course everything else seems fairly balanced. You have the EX skill head mounted Vulcan, in which regardless of what level, it shows that the EX skill is level 10 here. Pierce damage is D-, power is D, and cooldown 19 seconds after the first time, which is 5 seconds. Fire the Vulcan in your head at foes. Straight ahead, you can move freely while shooting. Lower hit enemy Gunpla's melee and shot defense by 14%. So this is a debuff for your enemies. It's not something I would actually use as an EX skill, to be honest, because, you know, I have better EX skills I could use. Word tag wise, for space, raises all parameters 1% while active. Space category gets an extra 3% boost, as well as Gundam type raises armor 5% and physical resist 5% while active. Alright, so not too bad, not too bad. Alright, and next up is the part that everyone basically wants. It's the Unicorn Gundam chest, in which melee attack and shot attack, they're fairly balanced, along with the melee and shot defense. Armor isn't really the best. I've seen better, but the EX skill is what everyone wants, the NTD. So categories: Awakening, effect time 51 seconds, cooldown 60 seconds, and the first time you can use it is in 12 seconds. And let's go ahead and read this. Enter destroy mode and increase your reflexes with Psycho Frame. Raises speed by 20%, raises your melee attack by 29%, and raises your melee defense by 19%. So for those of you guys that are trying to make a melee build, the NTD is actually a very good chest part that you would want in regards to a boost. Now, it's not really the best. There are better chest parts for stats, but EX skill wise, this is pretty good, considering that you're raising your speed, melee attack, and melee defense. So that's something I would use. Word tag as well for space and Gundam type, so there isn't really any difference. Next up, we have the Unicorn Gundam arms. Now, these arms are actually pretty darn good. If you look at these stats, you have armor of 965, melee attack at 29-22, and shot attack at 1356. These are fairly similar to the Wing Gundam arms. Now, I'm not talking about the pre-registration, I'm talking about the tier 4 Wing Gundam arms. The reason why I say that is because the melee attack and shot attack for both these two arms, so the Unicorn and the Wing Gundam arms, they both have pretty much melee attack and shot attack stats that are fairly similar. With that, the EX skill for this one is one I really want. So it's the Beam Tonfa. Category is Beam Melee. Pierce is D. Power is A. Cooldown wise, first time is 19 seconds, and after that 76 seconds until you can use it again. Execute a combo using Beam Tonfa attached to forearm. Squad recovers 48% of maximum armor, raises shot attack of your squad by 19%, raises beam resist of your squad by 49%. Alright, so this actually is a buff EX skill. Not only does it do damage, but it buffs basically your team. So you're not buffing yourself, from what it sounds like. So the Unicorn Gundam arms, I would say, is best if you equipped it to like an ally, because you would be getting pretty much the buff itself. Not only that your ally can recover everyone on your team. So this is actually a very good part. Highly recommend putting it on your ally if you want to heal yourself, unless if you know that you don't need any healing, you don't need a buff or anything like that, then go ahead and put it on yourself and heal your allies. So this is another sought after Unicorn part. Word tag wise, same thing, Force base and Gundam type. Alright, next up is the Unicorn Gundam legs. Now, the parameter for the legs are pretty, I would say, fairly balanced. There's really nothing that special about the legs in regards to the Unicorn. We have a part trait in which, with speed attribute, which is itself, special shot power boosted by 30%. Word tag wise, it's force base as well as another word tag. It's high fire power, raises melee and shot attack 5% while active. Alright, next up is the Unicorn Gundam backpack. Once again, fairly balanced, but this one has an EX skill, which I absolutely enjoy using, even though it doesn't really do much on my end. Double Saber Rush. It's a beam melee category with a pierce of D and power of B+. Cooldown, the first time you can use it is 3 seconds, and then after that your second time will be in 21 seconds. And mind you, I am only reading the EX skill at level 10, which is completely maxed out, so I don't see the level 1 EX skills. Cleave through enemies with sabers in each hand. Now this one is actually pretty cool to watch. The reason being is because the Unicorn in the video games, you actually see him using either 2 or 4 beam sabers, especially when it's pulled out the 2 beam sabers from the back and the beam tonfas are pretty much opened up as well. This one has a word tag of both force base and high firepower as well. Alright, next up we have the Beam Saber. Now, with the Beam Saber, its melee attack is at 3690. This is actually a pretty good Beam Saber, actually, a melee weapon. Part trait wise, with speed attribute self, initial EX skill charge boosted 20%. So that's not bad. Word tag wise, same thing, force base and high firepower. Next up we have the Beam Magnum. So the Beam Magnum, which I currently have, has a shot attack of 3690. So that's a pretty decent beam machine gun or beam magnum, beam rifle, ranged weapon basically. It's fairly nice. It rivals a few of the tier 4 parts, but it still doesn't beat out the new Gundam beam rifle or the RX-78 rifle. But I mean, this is still pretty good. Part trait wise, when armor is 40% or more, special shot power boosted 30%. Alright, 30%. Word tag wise, force base and high fire power. Alright, next up we have the Hyper Bazooka. And of course it has pretty much the same stats as the B Magnum. I don't know why they do that, but it's interesting. Part trait wise, with speed attribute self, enemy shooting power reduced 30%. So if you want to have a reduction, you know, for your enemy, the Hyper Bazooka for the Unicorn would be the part for you. Word tag wise, force base and Gundam type. Alright, and then this is the last of the Unicorn parts, the shield. Now, this time, I think this is the very first time we've seen any part that has the high stats on resistance. So this has a 1082 physical resistance. Everything else seems fairly balanced. Part trait wise, when armor is 40% or more, EX skill damage output boosted by 35. Now, I'm not really sure what it means by boosted by 35, if it's 35%, if damage is just boosted by 35, I don't know. Word tag, force base and Gundam type. Alright, next up we have the Kshatriya Head. Now, the Kshatriya Head is fairly good in regards to shot attack, being at 3307. Stat-wise, it's okay, it's just that you don't get any armor in regards to it. Part trait wise, when attacking with beam long shot attack, raise 20%. Okay, not too bad. Word tag wise, you have Xeon, which raises melee defense 10% while active and force base. Alright, here we have the Kshatriya chest, in which armor and shot defense are at 1732. Everything else is you just don't get melee defense and there is no physical resistance. However, EX skill wise is chest mega particle cannon and eye field. Category is beam shot, pierce, A, power, D. Cooldown, first time you can use it 15 seconds, second time 30 seconds. Fire compressed Minovsky particles from mega particle cannons on 4 of your turrets. Raise your beam resist by 59%. Not bad, in all honesty, and I've seen this in action and I absolutely love it. Word tag, Xeon and force base. Next we have the Kshatriya arms, in which I absolutely want. The reason being is because of the quad wings. Now, other than that, you have fairly high stats. Now, that's because the arms also include the shield. So you have an armor of 2302, melee defense at 1506, shot defense, which is the highest I've ever seen, 4255, and beam resistance at 1543. EX skill wise, you have funnels. Now, this is a beam shot category with the pierce of A+, and power of D, cooldown of 6 seconds, and then 60 seconds for the second time to use. Launch funnels to repeatedly strike foes in all directions. You can move freely while this is active. Now, absolutely want this, but knowing my luck, I will not get the Kshatriya arms, nor will I get the Unicorn arms or chest. Word tag wise, Xeon and force base. And last but not least, we have the Kshatriya legs. And with that, the shot defense is at 1353. Everything else is alright balanced except for physical resistance. Part trait wise, long shooter job, melee enemy melee power reduced 30%. Yeah, it's okay. Word tag wise, Xeon and Ace Excel. I really don't know what that really says. But raise the shot attack by 10% while active. Alright, so these are your Sokai Festival parts. let's go ahead and talk about the AI pilots here. So Shin Asuka. Shin Asuka, fully maxed out. You have a melee attack and shot attack of 1181. So this is fairly similar to Mikazuki. And this is the AI pilot I actually want. Part trait wise, initial EX skill charge boosted 15%. Not really sure what that's supposed to mean. Meanwhile, he has a word tag of high mobility, which raises shot defense and beam resistance 5% while active, and pro tag raises melee attack 10% while active. Next up, we have Elpio Plea. I definitely butchered her name. So looking at her stats, it's not really that great, but that's because she's a tier 3 compared to Shin Asuka tier 4. So her stats are fairly balanced in regards to shot attack and melee defense, which is kind of interesting. Meanwhile, part trait wise, a technique's attribute self, Vernier recovery rate boosted 60%. So for those who are extremely happy with using your boost and stuff, she will be a good AI pilot for you guys so that you guys can dash wherever you want because the recovery rate is boosted 16%. Word tag wise, force base and long range. The long range raises shot attack and shot defense 5% while active. Alright. So other than that, let's go ahead and take a look at the Sanakapool. Alright, so let's go into Gunpla build. And let's go. Alright, so the Sanakapool. So with that, I actually tuned up my Sanakapool to tier 4. And there's only 3 parts, so there's nothing to really worry about. For those who got the Sanakapool, congratulations, you got pretty much a limited time exclusive original part from the game. For those who didn't, it's okay. I'm pretty sure they will release the Sanakapool again in the near future. So looking at the Sanakapool tier 4 level 1, it looks you know. Now let's go into part trait. So here's the tier level 1 part trait with power attribute self, EX skill pierce boosted 10%. So of course we're not gonna level up the part trait or EX skill for the Sanakapool because we can only get one. Sanakapool has a word tag of amphibious, I believe that's what it is. Raises beam resistance 10% while active, and support type raises physical resistance 10% while active. So pretty much, if you have both of these active, your resistance to beam and physical is increased by 10%. Now if we go to max value, we can see that the stats are fairly decent. Reason being is because it's basically the chest and the head. So armor, we have 2778. Shot attack, we have 1179. Melee defense, we have 2778. Shot defense, we have 1974. And then physical resistance, 1025. Not too bad. Next up is the arms. Now here's the level 1 tier 4 arms. EX skills, Sana's signature rabbit spike. Category, physical melee. Pierce, A-, power, C-. Not too bad. Cooldown, 12 seconds before your first use and 120 seconds for your second use. Hop around like a rabbit and strike using the force of a volleyball spike. Squad recovers 20% of maximum armor, raises shot defense of squad by 30%. Word tag, amphibious, and support type. Now if we look at the max value, you can see that the melee attack is at 3173, which is fairly high. Melee defense is at 1601. So these are some pretty good arms. Last but not least, we have the legs, and they look EX skill wise, beam, belly beam. Category, beam shot. Pierce, B-, power D. Cooldown, first time, 23 seconds. After that, 90 seconds. Fire a sonic blast with a more straightforward name at a target. Straightforward name at a target, not sure what that means. When we take a look at max value, it's not really the best legs I've seen. Melee defense is at 1601. Word tag, we have amphibious, and for computers, raises all parameters 1% while active. Computer category gets an extra 3% boost. Interesting. So, what I'm going to try to do is, I am going to try and sortie with the Sanakapool. I don't know if it's going to allow me to sortie like this, but let's go and do mission. And let's do daily mission here. So let's aim for a head. Let's see, am I capable of doing this? Alright, so this is going to be very interesting because I don't have any weapons. So I'm pretty much going to be attacking. So, let's see here. This is very nerve-wracking. Anyway, let's go ahead and try this out. So next, we don't want anyone. And sortie. Alright. So here is the Sanakapool being used. This is going to be very interesting because there is nothing but an AI pilot and the Sanakapool parts. So melee attack is pretty much the only thing I have going for it. So running wise, it's pretty interesting. Whoa! Alright, so that's the EX skill. So not bad, not bad. So all it is Beam Belly, okay. Oh, here we go. How cute. I like that. Wow. Alright. So, that wasn't too bad. It did more damage than I expected. So that was very interesting. I don't know. For those of you guys that are still debating on whether or not you guys want to get the Sanakapool, I would actually say go for it. Because this is very interesting of a suit. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and go home. And claim our gift box. Claim all, and as you can see, I have the premium material. So that is the second one that I'm able to get, because I've already claimed, well, that was the daily reward, but I've already claimed the one in the achievements. So if we go into coin and premium material, we can exchange for something. Now, I only have 2, so I'm going to get the capsule ticket. Alright. Now let's go ahead and go into mission. And let's do the event. So event. And let's do EX. And I am able to sortie, I believe, twice. So let's go and do that. So next. And I'm going to use my friend and sortie. Alrighty, and there is someone in the comment section on my previous video that wanted to see the Sanakapool color scheme on my other build, so I will go ahead and get into that after these battles. So, let's go ahead and I totally forgot I could do this. and that was a waste. I can't believe I shot nothing. So that's going to cost me a few points in regards to the grading of my battle. Let's take this guy out first. Ow. Eh, that was okay. Okay of a run. Not the best, not the worst. So standard 9 heavy weaponry coin. Okay. Alright. Oh, actually that wasn't too bad. Alright, rematch, sortie. And that leaves us with 38 energy left. Now just playing the waiting game. There we go. That was fairly quick. Oh, I ran into that. That's very interesting. It looks like as if I'm kneeling down in the bushes or something. Alright, so those points aren't really the best. I've actually gotten around 900 some points. But I mean, it is what it is. It's just an event where you just grind for points. Alright, so let's go ahead and go home now. Achievements, and claim the achievements that we have. So daily, yes. Normal, claim all, yes. And so this is going to be a little tougher because I basically need to grind a lot to even get to 30,000 to get my first tier 5 heavy arms, and then after that it's just going to get a little bit more overwhelming. Alright, so let's go ahead and go and take a look at some color schemes. So here is my ally, my main ally that I use, and it's using the BD Pale Riser, Pale Rider paint scheme right now. So let's go and zoom in on it. I absolutely like the way it looks. I don't know if I'm going to change the Kemper backpack colors or not, but let's go ahead and scroll all the way down to the Sanakapool color scheme and take a look. So pretty much the Sanakapool color scheme is on this one. I mean, I do like how dark the black is and everything, but I feel like for this build, something lighter would look better. Delta Plus wise, not really. Alright, actually, let's take a look at Marble, because I received that yesterday. Marble looks fairly interesting. It looks extremely heavy. I don't know anyone who would use the Marble color scheme. It looks okay. It looks like it's just rusting. Don't apply changes. Next up, we have Nobunaga, which is my second ally. And he looks pretty dope. I like the colors on this, and I might just put, if I manage to get a unicorn backpack again, I'm actually going to put it on him. But let's go ahead and scroll all the way down for Sanakapool. So here is the Sanakapool paint scheme on my build Nobunaga, and I have to say it looks okay. If the Justice legs weren't there and they were replaced with something else, it probably would look a lot better. I do like the fact that the arms are pretty much completely black, except for the giant arms. I don't know why they're yellow. I think it would look better if the yellow were actually on the arms, and if the giant arms were black with that pink accent. The swords are actually pink, so that's pretty funny. Let's take a look at the weapon though. The Gebear straight is completely black now with gold yellow to gold accents on the handle, so that's pretty interesting. But not really a paint scheme I would use on him. Strike Rouge. Let's take a look at this one. It looks fairly interesting though. Alright, here we go. Strike Rouge actually looks pretty cool. It looks like basically a really cool like ninja. Especially with the dual swords, even though the swords are supposed to disappear from the backpack. But it looks pretty cool. I really like the pink on the backpack too, because the pink and the white look really cool. But the black, it's that black that looks awesome. Let's take a look at the Artemis. This is going to be interesting because I don't have the weapons for the Artemis as it's being used. Okay, the Artemis does not look good. Yeah, it does not look good at all. Whatsoever. Rosenzulu. Our Royal Rosenzulu. Alright. So, once again, fairly decent. Still looks good. Love the pink accents. I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this Rosenzulu, the pink one? Like, okay, there's two pinks now. Alright, so here is basically my Phoenix build, even though it's not really completely gold and I don't have the rest of the parts, but you know, beam magnum, legs, head. Let's take a look at how it would look with the Sanakapool. Now this looks like a Power Ranger, in all honesty. It looks a lot like a Power Ranger. Because of the face, it's still white. Other than that, it looks fairly interesting. Not too bad, nor is it the best. Alright, here is this one right here. I basically used the mobile worker paint scheme. Sanakapool it, and it looks absolutely hilarious. Yeah, this looks really funny. Yeah, definitely a no. And of course, I can't do anything because this is just the Sanakapool. Alright, but that is pretty much it in regards to paint scheme. I absolutely love the paint scheme on my main build. But I mean, it is what it is. Everyone has their own opinions. So with that, let's go ahead and go to profile real quick, and I want to show you guys a few things. So picture, or I could have pressed on the camera button. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So if we go into position Gunpla and rotate it to the back, you can see that the backpack is in destroy mode. Now how? Let me go ahead and show you. So select pose. If you leave modify parts on, as you can see here, let me turn it off and position it back again. You will see that it's in unicorn mode. So if we go back, modify it off, on, destroy mode. Now let's go ahead and change it to this one. Position it like this. Okay. Select pose. As you can see, destroy mode. Looks perfect. Love it. Cycle frame is popping out. Modify it off. Unicorn mode. Yeah. So that's pretty much how you basically get pictures and screenshots of it in destroy mode or unicorn mode without having to screenshot while you're in the middle of a battle. It's actually pretty cool. Reset photo settings. Yes, let's reset that. So that's pretty much it. If you guys want to screenshot your unicorn builds and stuff like that, you can do that by either going to profile or clicking on Photo Studio right up here. Other than that, that's pretty much it for today's episode. Tomorrow I will basically be grinding more in regards to the mission so that I can get as much points as possible. But before I leave, let's go ahead and go to shop, because this is important. Buy hard chips. They provided us with another discount, one-time offers, so 1,600 again for $8. You can only buy this once, and this ends November 30th at 7:59. Not sure if it's AM or PM, but pretty much 7:59. I believe it is AM because the other one said 20. So other than that, if you guys want to purchase Haro chips, this is the best deal for you. Alright, other than that, if you guys are enjoying the content I'm putting out from GBGW, make sure to give my videos a thumbs up, comment in the videos if you just want to chat, have questions, or anything like that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification icon so that you guys are up to date with all the new videos that I'm posting every weekday, unless otherwise stated, on my social media accounts. Alright, other than that, thank you guys for watching, have fun, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Peace out.